Yeah, just for a little bit of interest in the melody over here. Let's see how this sounds. Ooh, that doesn't sound too good. Yeah, I'm not too sure about this thing that I added for the delay. I'll just mute it for now using Control M. So I always love harp and piano together. I think they're a timeless combination. So yeah, I think I can loop these two together, and we have really quite a beat on our hands. Now I think what I'll do is bounce this harp in place and do the same exact thing that I did with the delay, but I would probably volunteer to put a little bit of reverse reverb on it. So what I like to do is use Space Designer in Logic, and then press the reverse function here, and make probably not so much of a dry signal. And basically this will just use reverb, but put it in reverse, of course, like the name says, and it really does create a nice paddy sort of a synth. So let's hear how that sounds with the harp part that I played earlier. So I love that. I think I might make the reverb longer, so it's a nice longer pad. And then we can put a nice side chain on that just to organize a little bit. So let's check it out. Oh, bam, bam, and then bam. Really, really nice. But, you know, when you have too long of a reverb, it can start to get wavy. So I think I might just make this a bit more subtle and just use this more as an effect rather than its own instrument in that case. So a cool thing I like to do with mixing is put my piano and most chord instruments to the sides. So I would say using sample delay is a great way to do that. And instead of making two tracks and panning them both to the sides, what I like to do is just use the sample delay and delay some of the right signal here. And you can already hear that it's a lot wider now. So with this off, it sounds like this. And now with it on, it sounds like this. And you can even get more dramatic with it. Production with panning in mind gives a lot more life to your music. I think you can make people imagine that sounds are coming from all directions, so it gives a much more environmental feel. And with writing music, it really is quite a powerful tool, so I don't think anybody should ever underrepresent the stereo field, so to speak. So I think for this last little melody thing, I can have another piano track. Yeah, a lot of the time I'm not labeling my tracks because sometimes it slows me down. So I'll just have this pianos, and this is the harp, as you know. So I'll double both harp and piano melody here. Yeah, and I might even pitch it up an octave and make these notes a bit more sustained because I feel like it is one of those things that kind of, you want more of it so you can sustain it, basically. Yeah, and this harp is sounding really nice, but I think it's sounding a little harsh. So what I'll do here is probably make the attack a little bit slower. And then I'll use the fab filter to just take away some of those high frequencies. When you're making more lo-fi kind of music, it's important to not have too many high frequencies as they are taken up by a lot of the vinyl crackle sounds and the environmental noises that you may choose to add in there. So yeah, let's check it out. Maybe let's be a bit more dramatic with it. I think this sounds much prettier. So yeah, this is actually a beat now. What I think I'll do is add a couple more effects just to create some nice, beautiful textures in this piece. So what I can do is use one of my risers to give a little bit more hype to the end of the track. I'll just wait for Spice to load. So to make a riser, what I can easily do is add a nice reverb to a hi-hat here, and then bounce this all in place, basically. Yeah. So basically what I did is put that reverb set that I made earlier, and I added it to the hi-hat, and now I've included the audio tail when I bounce it in place. So I can just use this as a nice riser, which will make the end of the track even more hype. So let's check it out. You can even extend that. Very cool. I think I'll just chop off the rest of this. And now we have a riser. I'll probably lower the reverb here. Nice. Very, very cool. And I think finally what I'll do here is put some delay in the track. And I'll basically use the delay as a sort of crash symbol, but in melodic form. So here's how I'll do that. I'll put one of the harp samples I had earlier and then pitch that up an octave using the region editor. Very cool. Let's check it out. And I'll put it down to 10 just to make it go in line with the chord. So a cool thing you can do with delay is change the note of the delay. So if a delay will go in quarter notes, you can basically alter that with automation. But I think what I'll do is only do it for a very short time, so the delay will basically freak out and make a nice glitchy noise. So let's hear that in isolation. Woo! And I'll make that in line with the beat so it doesn't mess with the beat too much, but let's hear it with the beat. Nice and subtle, but also beautiful. So I'll just change the feedback of the delay to a lower amount than 81, because then it won't go for so much time. And you need to temper your delays just so they don't interfere with the chords in your piece and all that stuff. So I think what I'll do now is just add a little bit more percussion, and then we could be really done with our fire beat. But I think one thing I would like to do here, in using the region editor, first of all, what I'll do here, I'll combine my hi-hats so they're all one region, and then I'll put them at a slight delay just so they give a little bit more swing to the piece. So this is 24 ticks. It's a very subtle difference, but I think with the slower delay it makes the kick stand out a bit more and the snare has a bit more power to it, basically, because there's a bit more swing in the delay, but the instruments that are also in the drum kit don't get covered up by the hi-hat. So it's similar to the sidechain thing, just trying to organize your sounds, basically. So cool. So I'll use another percussion here. Splice is an amazing resource, and I've gotten countless samples from Splice, so I think I'll just use this Sennheiser thingamajig over here. It's kind of like a nice key, like car keys kind of a hi-hat. And I'll use the transpose function a little bit, but I'll take off that reverb just because it sounded a bit dramatic there, so I'll just add these and see how they sound. Maybe I might reverse this one to go into that snare fill. So many ideas that you can do with percussion. Nice, it's sounding fire. And I'll put a sample delay on this one, just to make it a little quieter. So cool. I think we've made a beat, everyone. So let me know what you think. Let me just play this beat so you can hear it all the way through. So that's it. Let me know what you think. I'm so glad that you could join me for my first YouTube video. I will be doing a lot more of these, and yeah, just let me know what kind of effects and all that stuff you'd like to learn about, or for me to try with my production skills. And yeah, hope you guys have a good day.